So I was bored and thought, I wonder if the Gamma dungeons are working yet. And much to my surprise, they were. So we actually know a lot about these Gamma dungeons and have not even been announced yet. Let's dive in. So firstly, the beta versions of the dungeons, as you know, give sort of 40% extra damage and 120% extra health. Some of these do vary, like Drakfaron Keep has a bit more health with 180%, and obviously Halls of Stone and Halls of Lightning has a lot more, but that's obviously because of the damage buff that you get ramping up and unlimited resources just to keep nuking constantly all the way through. These Gamma dungeons look like they're going to be a bit spicy. Now, we don't know at the moment what the loot table is going to look like because these obviously aren't finished. Blizzard probably don't even know that they're currently active and testable. We did go through to killing the first boss in Violet Hold just to see what dropped, and there was no epics or anything like that, but we was getting Emblems of Triumph. So it looks like every boss in these Gamma dungeons is going to reward an Emblem of Triumph, which makes gearing up in the next phase really quick. It doesn't look like at the moment there's any big mechanic that's actually being added to any of these. Instead, they just get an extra damage increase and an extra health increase. So the extra health in things like Violet Hold is 215% extra health, and they're doing 70% extra damage. When we went into Old Kingdom, they were doing 70% extra damage with 260% extra health. And right here, while we're in Drakfaron Keep, they've got 305% extra health and do 70% extra damage. Now, that's a lot of extra health, so there is no new mechanics, I believe. It doesn't look like there's going to be anything added to the trash or the bosses or anything like that, because we've tested a boss and we've tested multiple trash packs and a few different heroics, or Gamma heroics. Instead, what you're going to actually get is you're going to be greeted when you start the Gamma dungeon with a Sun Reaver Warden, and each of you can get an individual buff, which you can change. So if you pick the wrong one, you can just change it to another one. But you can either take Shatter Armor, where your melee attacks have a chance to shatter the armor of your target, increasing all damage the target takes by 20%. This is for 10 seconds, and this should work for everybody. So it's going to take 20% extra damage from everybody. You can also rally your allies to quicken their actions from your ranged and spell critical strikes, which grants Rallying Cry of the Tournament Champion, where your spell and ranged damage and critical strikes have a chance to grant Rallying Cry, which just increases your party's haste by 20% for 10 seconds. You can accumulate Wrath from your healing actions and turn it against your foes, which I find really interesting because even in chat when we was just looking at this on kick.com/Scottejaye, by the way, come give us a follow, it feels like they're trying to actually get you ready for things to come, such as in Cataclysm, where healers are expected at certain stages of fights to actually do a little bit of damage. So what this one actually does is gives you Confessor's Wrath, where your direct healing spellcasts grant Confessor's Wrath, increasing your spell damage by 20%. This stacks 5 times. So you're going to do 100% extra spell damage when this is stacked up, meaning you can help your group get rid of those massive health pools that the Gamma dungeons have been buffed with a little bit quicker. The final one is for the tank, which shields yourself in thorns that injure enemies when you block, dodge, or parry. So this gives Shield of Thorns, so basically enemies just take 1,000 to 1,400 damage each time you dodge, block, or parry their attacks. So this is going to be amazing for like prot paladins. Prot paladins are going to be doing so much damage with this, or even your prot warriors. Basically, you just want high mitigation tanks in these places now, because they will just literally destroy packs on their own just with sheer reflect damage. That on top of all the extra buffs that you're going to get, where they're going to take 20% extra damage, and you're going to get their extra haste from the spell casting. The one thing I will say, the 70% extra damage that they're dealing, that the enemies are dealing, is noticeable. And when your healer gets silenced, like I kept getting silenced in Violet Hold, it was really painful. Now, while that's about all the information I've got for you at the moment, because limited testing and some of it's just not working, I feel like it's a good start to understand what the Gamma dungeons are going to look like. I'm going to keep checking these over the next couple of days until Blizzard finally say, yep, it's all working and you can go in and test it, just to see what currency we're getting from them, what loot they're going to be dropping. But my guess is going to be they drop TOC 10-man gear, because you're going to be able to get 25-man gear with the new currency. I was hoping that we'd see the new currency drop on a per boss basis rather than just a final boss, but if it's in place at the moment like the emblems seem to be, it looks like it might still just be the last boss, which is a lot of world tours to get just a 245 item. If you enjoyed the video and you enjoy getting the news first here before anyone else normally, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.